Okay, it is your girl Benji Lin Yahweh, and I am here today as the host of the newest podcast on YouTube, That's Your Opinion. And I'm here with my co-host, Kendall, and my co-host, Kay. And we're going to start off today by talking about something that I know that I'm tired of seeing on my timeline um, more and more today. Um, Children, that have been innocently taken away from other people in this earth before their time by their parents. So I'm really tired of seeing this, and it's something I want to talk about. So that will be our first question today. Kendall, tell me, what do you really think should happen to parents who kill their children?
Honestly, what I believe they should get the death penalty. Even though I know in some circumstances they'll say that the parents may have mental illness. Well, they're going to lock them up anyway. They're not going to get help in a facility where they can get help and get right back out. It's not going to be the same 'cause well if they relapse. So to prevent for anything happening like this, it's death penalty for me.
Okay. Okay, how do you feel about that situation? What do you think should happen to parents who kill their children?
I'm always gonna try to say the right thing, and I think that God has the last say so. But you know, I read on the news today where a guy shot him, his wife, and the child. So,
Mhm.
that was a sucker way out. So I'm like her. I think they should get the death penalty, and not only get it, but they should follow through with it because you got a lot of people that's on death penalty they haven't even um I want to say killed, don't say assassinated them yet, but so yeah,
Mhm.
don't just say you're gonna give them the death penalty, give it to them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like, well, no, I'm kind of funny with death penalty. I will say that, because I stand strong on, I believe that that is God's judgment when it comes to murder and taking another person's life, even if, you know, however, we got to keep in mind this was done to his son as well. And
Mhm.
he still encouraged people to let him have the final say so. So that's what allows me to stand strong on that one. However, I think that they should go to prison for the rest of their life. I think
Yes.
that they should be put in the worst prisons, where they keep, the highest criminal, I forgot what you call it, at it's not
Like maximum security.
like a maximum security. That's what I'm looking for. And I believe that, they should be tortured.
Right.
Mhm.
I feel like they should be tortured because I feel like when you kill anyone, you took not the person away from just, being in your face. You took it away from the family who's depending on them to come home every day. So you've caused division. Now you've caused probably somebody's kids to be separated. Someone to take on an extra burden raising someone's kids more than likely.
Mhm.
So for me, it's like, I feel like that any parent that does any type of harm to their children, they should definitely receive the maximum amount of time because you're the main one that's
Mhm.
responsible for them and
Exactly.
you brought them here.
And
You
it's our
know?
job to protect them.
And that's it.
Right.
Anyone should be protecting the children. It should be the parents. So with that
Mhm.
being said, I believe a lot of that stimulates, from just being irresponsible. People having children for the wrong reasons. People sleeping with people to try to keep them man, or they really wanted the man and not the baby, or people who's having children who have mental issues. And unfortunately in America they do not do a mental evaluation on anyone that's pregnant. So only thing I can say about that is, what I'm saying, is it's sad to see. It's really nothing we can do about it but continue to pray. Our next question is, should women who abuse children, because I feel like this is a solution, be legally prevented from having more children.
Mhm.
Tell me, Kendall, how you feel about this?
I do agree with that
Okay.
because mentally, if they're not capable of taking care of themselves, they're not capable of taking care of kids.
Mm.
So they shouldn't have children.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. How do you feel about that, Kay?
You said women that's mentally ill. Is that what you
No,
said?
should women who abuse their children be legally prevented from having more
Oh,
children?
dude.
So, yeah, yeah,
The same way we talked about castrating a man for raping a
right,
child.
right,
No,
Yes.
women are not innocent either. They're putting their babies in ovens and putting them in suitcases and
right,
Mm,
selling them to men for drugs. And, it's crazy. So, yeah, a lot of them have mental issues, but a lot of them don't.
right.
A lot of them just don't have a conscious and they wasn't raised right.
right,
Cold-hearted.
Yeah, most definitely. So I definitely agree with you guys. I believe that a woman who abuses her own child in any type of way should be legally prevented from bringing any more children into this world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What's the
This
point?
trauma on children.
Hmm.
right,
Hmm. Pain is something, nobody wants to live in pain and
No.
agony and suffering. And children wasn't put here for that, They're just put here to be a blessing to you, for you to train them up in the way they should go, so that when they grow older, that they can actually be a contribution to the world.
right.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to question number three. Should women who knowingly lie about a man being the father of the child face time or a fine in jail?
I do agree with that because when they lie about who the father is, they ruin his life.
Mm-hmm.
It ruins his name for one,
Mm-hmm.
where he work at,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to prove when you lie about something like that. So when a female is lying about him being a father, I think
Mm-hmm.
there should be a fine that she have to pay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think it should be a fine, or you think she should do some time?
Both.
Okay. Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
Kay? How do you feel about that?
Okay, first of all, you know now that you could test the baby in the stomach. So it's too much medical stuff out here for anybody to be this wrong about who they baby dad. I'm saying like who they baby dad is. It's too much out here, and it's no way. And the daddy, if he's not sure, he need. I'm going through that issue now. But if the daddy's not sure, then he needs to make sure before that baby come out of the hospital, they gonna ask for
Right.
DNA. It's
Mm-hmm.
they'll say a Dana. They need to get a Dana. It's too
Mm-hmm.
I
much
think there
out
needs
here.
to be a law.
Yeah.
Right. It's too much
Mm-hmm.
out here to have a question. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, sometimes children can be in a family so long that they will start looking like that person, but that don't necessarily mean it's that person. So, I mean, get a blood test
Most
Yes.
definitely. I
and
agree.
then keep all of that. It's too much medical stuff out here to be mistaken.
Yep, I agree.
Hmm.
I agree. I agree. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to question number four. And that is it true that many women do not climax from physical intercourse?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Kendall. How do you feel about that?
Is it true that men and women don't climax from physical intercourse? I really don't know about that question. I mean, all women bodies are different. I mean, some, in a physical way and some, in other ways that I can't really explain myself right now.
Girl, how old are you, honey? How old are you?
Let's hear this. Let's hear this one more time. Round two.
Okay.
But it said many women though. So many women mean it's like different women
Mhm.
primates, from different physical intercourse.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I've read plenty books that say this, I think it's 90. It could have changed since I read the book. It's been about 5, 6 years, but it was like 92% of women do not naturally have a climax or an orgasm from a physical intercourse. It actually is penetration from the clitoris, a lot of times, or foreplay that actually gets them to, you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mhm. I came with y'all today. No, I don't know
You
nothing
ready?
about
Yes.
that type of
You
stuff. I'm
ready
just
for
a good
mine?
girl. 9 kids deep. Okay, so Kay, how you feel about that?
Okay. So I've been married for 32 years and haven't been married all my life. And I have pretended a lot when I wasn't. I pretended because, I'm just going to be honest. I'm transparent. Give me my money. You know what I mean? Uh, it don't always have to be that. I'm being honest. Or,
Hmm.
okay, get up. I'm being transparent. Get up, bye. But I don't say 89%, not 92.
Hmm.
But a woman controls it all.
Mm.
Believe me.
Do you think it's mental, Kendall? Do you think it's physical or more mental?
I believe it's a little of both. It's more
Yeah.
physical to mental, but mentally, yes.
Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely mental. What you think, Kay?
It's mental.
Yeah, because you
It's
can
mental.
touch me all day. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and it don't mean the faucet gonna drip, baby. We gotta be mentally, there.
Yeah.
Connected.
You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be something going
It's
on
all in what you want to do too. If
all day.
yeah,
That's it right there.
sometimes it might take all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me years. I ain't gonna lie. I was in my 30s before my early 30s before I really was able to achieve a physical sexual orgasm. Now, we ain't gonna say nothing.
You gotta do
Right.
it
Anyway, I'm
right.
in my prime. See, it
You
took me so
gotta do
long.
it
Now I'm in my
right.
prime. Y'all better watch out. Auntie don't be playing.
It's gotta be right. It's gotta be right, and who you really want to be with. It's gotta
For
be right.
real. For real
Yes,
though. It's mental.
definitely that.
Definitely mental.
It's gotta
Um,
mesh. Should I say that? It's
mhm.
gotta mesh.
That's it
So
right there.
Hmm. It
yeah,
Yep.
can't be with just anybody.
Right.
nope.
Lights
I
on
mean,
and lights off. Gotta be the
can,
same.
you
Hmm.
can, but
Hmm.
it ain't gonna be the same.
Right. For real though.
So,
Because I know I done faked it. I can't even count how many times back in the day I faked it. And it don't even feel right when you faking it, really, because you just count down the time, you know what I'm saying? So like that's why it's also important to wait until you have someone that you know for sure that's worth taking a risk on, because even if you have that feeling that they for sure, you still taking a risk because you don't know if
mhm.
it's gonna last. But I wouldn't take, I would just wouldn't. I ain't giving my cookies out to know anybody. It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially at this day and age with all this fine wisdom. So we're gonna move on to question number 5. What is your age limit when dating, Kendall? I heard you we call male cougars.
I like older men.
See, I was just guessing. I was just playing. Girl. See?
My man, he's 48.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that's your limit. What's your age limit?
I don't want to go over 50.
And how old are you? I mean, you don't
I'm
have to tell me.
39. I'm sorry. I'm 39. Between 40 and 50. That's my age limit.
Okay, what about you? I
I
know
don't
you
do
married, but
anybody
if you
younger than
wasn't
me.
married, Kay, what would you be your age limit? I'm scared. 90?
Are you kidding?
18, not 18.
My kids would kill me, but my husband's 68 and
Okay,
I'm 60, so younger.
younger. Gotcha.
Mm.
So what's your youngest limit? Like 35, 40, 45?
Mature young, maybe 35, 40.
Okay,
Mature
okay.
young.
I can see that. Well, love y'all's opinions. For me, I like older men. I used to like younger men, till I married one for 21 years. And then now Mo's my age. We're the same exact age. Maybe a couple months different. That's the first time I ever dated somebody that's my age. And then older men, I was dating older men before started talking to Mo. And it was cool too. You know, they was ready for me. You know, the young folks, they just not ready mentally, a little bit unstable. Their whole outlook on relationships is different from the way that I was raised. So they don't have nothing for me and I don't want to have nothing for them.
Mhm,
It,
exactly.
it
For
depends on
real.
how you
Like they
raise
be
them.
talking about they don't want to date no cougar or somebody over 35. We don't want you either. Y'all ain't got
It
nothing for
depends,
us
it depends
at
on how they
all.
Mhm.
raise or who raised
Mm-mm.
them and how they was
Nothing.
raised.
I am not a babysitter and I'm not nobody's mother. Mm, for real. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Question number 6 is how much sex is too much sex in a relationship? I want to go backwards with this one. I want to start with Kay because I got a feeling she about to say something.
Yeah.
I got white lips.
What? Come on, Kay. You like a 3 time a night type of chick. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got a white liver, so I mean it ain't never too much.
Yeah.
It's
I was gonna say
I'm
the
We all
same
doing the
thing.
same thing.
I'm
Look,
good.
In a
I'm
relationship, yeah.
yeah, I'm good. Come on. If
come
I'm at
on,
the
we
sink,
did.
tell me, baby.
So, Kendall, have you ever been too much for somebody like you wanted more than they do?
Now he give it to me.
What about you, Kay?
He give it to
What about you,
me.
Kay?
I'm good.
Okay. Right now.
I'm good.
Yes.
I heard about y'all heard about that swing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Ooh, I ain't gonna say
About the
nothing.
what?
That's all I need to say right there. So we gonna move on to
I mean,
question
y'all have to tell
Oh,
me. I don't know.
I already
swing.
know.
I'm here.
Go to the
What?
adult, you gotta go to the adult store, or you can go on Amazon.com and you order you a swing, and you and your husband, it's gonna change your life.
Thank you.
I need to
Moving on
I
to
need to go get a
question number
swing. 'Cause
six. I'm
other
sorry,
stuff
question
to
number
get.
7. Question
Mhm.
number 7. Does a high value single man who dates many women struggle finding love and why? I feel like they do struggle finding love and is it because maybe of their money? You know, maybe people are just using them for their money, or do you think it's because they really don't have morals? They're all about money. Or do you think it's just something that's really wrong with them to still be single and you got it all?
Everybody want money. That's what it seems like this generation is all about is money.
Mm.
No
So,
morals, no respect,
mhm.
no shame.
So you think that's why they have a hard time finding love?
Yes. Because
Okay.
women now is not how modern women used to be back in the day.
Yeah, you're right about that now.
Yes. It's a
Yep.
lot of women that don't know how to cook, can't
Mhm.
clean, but they want a rich man with money.
And don't even know what a girdle is, girl. A
Oh.
girdle.
Mm.
Yep. You know, when we used to run out, we used to have to wear something under our dress because you could make it see
Lips.
through it. They don't even make that stuff no more. Slips.
They don't.
See? You can't, they
Right,
ain't get that's why they can't find nobody. They ain't looking for the woman with the slip.
Or the
right.
pantyhose.
Understand. My mama used to go.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. What you think, Kay? What you think the problem is? Why is it that it seems like a high value man that's single has a hard time finding love?
With me, first he's got to love himself,
Mm-hmm.
and then he could probably find love.
Mm.
And that's even with women. We have got to love ourselves, which I do. I'm scared about myself, but you have to love yourself, and then you can find somebody that's gonna love you,
Mm-hmm.
and you love them.
I
Mhm.
agree. I agree. I feel like that if a man is high value and he's still single, I feel like there may be some issues, within himself that he may not know that he has. Some issues the woman can help him fix, and some issues only God can help him fix. And he may have had a whole paper trail of women that can say, oh, well, this is the problem right here, communication or whatever it is. I just feel like what Kay said, if you love yourself and you know who you are, and you're putting out in the earth what God told you to give back to the earth, the energy, the love, I feel like you're gonna find your person.
Right,
Mhm.
But that don't mean you're gonna know and see that that's your person either sometimes because we have standards sometimes that are our standards and not God's standards. God didn't tell you to get nobody who had make over $50,000. You told yourself to get somebody who make over 30,000 and $50,000. So that's your personal preference sometimes could get in the way of who's really for you. Because some things people don't have to have at first. You can get it together. See what I'm saying? And then it makes it even the more so special because now you had something that y'all actually built. See what I'm saying?
right.
Okay, moving
Mhm.
on to question number 8. What we talking about that one day. So, Kendall, would you rather have a rich man or a man who satisfies you sexually? Which one? If you had only one option, which option would you choose?
And I can tell you why.
Which one?
Then I can tell you why,
Yeah, you
explain
can tell
why.
me why. Go right ahead.
Okay, I would say I will go for a man who satisfies me sexually because that's my person. We connected, and we can get rich together. That's how I'm
Okay.
looking at it. I don't need to go out and find a rich man. Money don't mean anything. If you don't have that connection, we can get rich together, start a business together,
Okay.
do something.
Okay, I like your opinion. What about you, Kay? How you feel about this?
I'm like radio. I want both.
You got one option today. Which one you gonna choose?
Mm. I'm like Kendall. It's gotta be. I gotta. It's gotta feel good to me. It's
Yep. Something about that
real.
touch. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
That little touch.
yeah.
Once you get back right here, it's over with, if you with your person.
But
So,
if anything ever happened to Honey, rich man it is.
some kind of
I'm,
way, I feel like the
I'm
truth has
sorry,
been
y'all.
told.
Well, it is what it is.
Some type of way, I feel like she was telling the truth.
A little bit, yeah.
Moving on to the next question. Can a man truly make a woman so attached that she'll do whatever he asks? Or is that just a myth? Because I heard this from all type of people, that I was just so into him that I lost myself and it was all about him and I gave him my all or pimp. He may woo a girl so much that she just gives her money up. So like, is it true or is it a myth? Can a man truly make a woman so attached that she'll do whatever he asks? Or is this a myth? Because I need to know. Kendall?
True.
Okay.
I've seen it. I've seen it. If a man get your attention long enough and it sound good, that woman she'll do anything for him. She gonna fall in love. That's her man. She gonna make sure he good.
What you think, Kay? What you know about this type of stuff?
Yeah, women do men like it too, but yeah, it's let me say personally for me, I
Okay, let's
love
go.
my husband and I don't like chitlins, but I fix chitlins for him to make him happy. And to be honest, ladies, when you make him feel good, it makes you feel good. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if I got off the question or not, but
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
men can make you, yeah, 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 yeah. They make you do stuff that you don't normally do. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Dadgummit, you're telling the truth. Once again,
yeah,
I mean, even though this ain't about truth and it's not about lies, it's about your opinion. I can say for me, myself, and I think that I can relate to that because, what they call it, it's some good out there.
yeah.
But it don't just be that though. It come with everything,
Yeah.
attached. But if you got everything, from that person, or most of the things that you like and that turns you on in that situation. And then on top of that, it's some good. And he
Mhm.
giving it to you enough. The body need a little bit of nourishment. They're just like a flower, you gotta water me every day. So yeah, I believe that a man truly can. I've met women who have actually given their kids up, even though I feel like that's not even of God. But I've seen it. Women have been so
Mm.
obsessed. I would say lust and not love, because real love, you're not gonna give your kids up, and that
Mm.
person's not gonna allow you to do that if he loves you. But I've seen women give up everything, be with a man, married to a man, leave that married man to be with another man just because, give their whole life up. I've seen women in strip clubs who just were giving it all away, the money, sleeping on the floor with other females in the room with them, uh,
Mhm.
and they didn't care. They went to work 7 days a week and was made to go 7 days a week, but they wanted to show how much they cared for that person. So, you know, I think the only thing that could hold a person down like that would have to be you know, um, some type of attachment, sexual attachment, you know what I'm saying? Some type of lustful spirit. How you feel about that, Kay?
Love can make you do strange things. You could love a person so much that it could almost be dangerous.
You can be dangerous, but do you think that the dangerous part comes from love, or you think it comes from obsession?
Probably obsession. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, and I always got to throw the Bible in there. The Bible said, "Have no other gods before me."
Mm-hmm.
And I being transparent again, when I first got married, all I seen was him. But then I got in touch with God, so it's
Mm-hmm.
me, God, and him. So
What about you, Kendall? Have you ever had have you experienced someone being obsessed with you before?
Yes,
You have.
I have experienced that before.
Okay.
Yes, and that obsession turns to jealousy.
Okay.
And that jealousy can become dangerous.
Right.
And sometimes you look at that person and you just think it's love, it's that unconditional love, but really it's not.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did it take you a while to get out of that situation?
Yes, it took me 8 years to get out this situation.
Ooh. Mm. What about you,
Yes.
Kay? Have you experienced anything like that, like being involved in a situation where it turned into obsession?
Mm, not really. No. It's I've been involved so much that I knew it was time for me to get away.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said it took you a while as well, just like Kendall, to kind of get away from that situation.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. The
Okay.
beating's kind of bad. So, yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, but a lot of women and men both do get caught up in those obsession. I've seen movies, we do movies. I'm working on one right now. It's called The Grass Isn't Greener, and it's definitely talking about obsession from the neighbor to a married couple. So I definitely going all the way with that film. You are part of my cast for Ain't Grown Yet, but you guys will definitely see that obsession come out in that movie. So we're moving on to the next question.
Mhm.
Um, and that is if your partner was to go out of town and fall asleep without calling you and telling you good night, how would that make you feel if he's working out of town and you don't get that connection? Could you deal with that? Or would he have to make some changes?
Mhm.
Kendall, how would you deal with that?
9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be asleep before him anyway. But I mean, I won't put so much pressure on him about it. I
Mhm.
mean, everybody be tired, but as long as you send me a text, you don't have to necessarily call me. Just send me a text.
What if you don't get the text?
Hey, in the morning, hey, you, good morning, you okay? Everything good? You
Mhm.
alive?
What about you, Kay?
I'm an old married woman, honey. It we and I'm the out of towner. I'm the one most go out of town. And do I sometimes call back? Yeah, but sometimes I don't know. You get caught up and you forget. I
Mhm.
ain't gonna say I forget about him, but you
I was
just
about to
you
say,
so caught up.
Kay.
I ain't gonna forget about him, but you so caught up when you get back to where you going that. And then plus we have a girls trip every year, and it's so much going on and going out, and it's hard to. And when I do call, I want him to hear me. Oh, no, So I just went,
Rushing
how
him
you
out the
doing in the
phone.
morning? How you doing this morning?
Mhm.
Yeah, but sometimes I make a phone call, but I don't think he's not happy about it. And if he would go out of town and not call me, I'm secure. I'm good. We good. We've been together for 32 years,
Well,
so
yeah, see, that's different.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
we good.
different. That's a long time. So if
Yeah,
you don't
we
know me by
good.
now, you will never know me. Remember that
Right,
song for sure.
right,
I can relate.
right.
Sure. So we are moving on to our question number 12. And it says, for your birthday, would you rather travel to another country or would you rather party right here in the United States? Keep in mind with everything that's going on today, what would you rather do? Because I still see people going to other countries and end up trapped and can't get out. Is this the time for that?
Mm-mm. I really don't celebrate my birthday anyway. To me, it's just another day. Blessed to be here. But if I were to celebrate it, I'm staying in the U.S. I'm not doing no type of travel. I'm not jeopardizing my life about no celebrating my day when so much going on. So I'm good. I stay.
Mm-hmm.
Go to LA, go to New York, go to Miami or something.
Mm-hmm. Right. What about you, Kay? How do you feel about it?
I missed the question. I went out somehow.
Okay, for your birthday, would you rather travel to another country or would you rather party right here in the US? Now, keep in mind with everything that's going on right now, there are people who have traveled and made that decision and they are still there trying to get home.
So every year at my birthday, so and I don't know. We're almost thinking about doing something different this year, but different makes me nervous. So the United States is fine with me. I'm good.
Mm, okay. Moving on to the next question. I'm gonna mix them up a little bit. We're gonna go over to this question. Can someone be happy in a relationship and still cheat? I need to know. What you think, Kendall?
That don't make no sense to me. They really don't. If I'm happy, whenever I get married, I haven't never been married, but if I'm happy, why am I going to cheat on my husband? I don't
Hey,
understand that.
men say it all the time. I'm happy at home. I just, you know, it just
They
happened.
be lying.
It just happened. That's what they say.
No,
What you
you
think,
gotta be
Kay?
unhappy to cheat.
What you think, Kay?
Right.
How you feel?
Um, and Kendall, I just want to throw this at her. Even in a relationship with just your boyfriend, don't cheat because
Mm-hmm.
it goes on over into when you want to get married. And it takes a lot. That's a
Right.
lot of work to cheat and have a woman. Why would you want to go through all that trouble? It's too much
Exactly.
work.
Exactly.
You
See,
Exactly.
I
already
love
got enough
peace.
here. Why go out there and try to get more by? Mm-mm. That's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
You
Mm,
bitch.
I agree. I agree.
It's too
I
much
It's
agree
never
work.
been
too.
about cheating. I believe that because for me, I feel like the whole purpose of a relationship is to be contented, to be happy with the person. Because I can play around and not be in a relationship. So it never really made sense to me why people cheat. I never understood that. I don't know if I think with my
Right.
right side of my brain or my left side of my brain, but whichever one is the one they say is the top tier, that must be the one I'm using to make that decision. Because I never
Mhm.
understood why a person would cheat when you can just break up with them and move on.
Right.
I
Exactly.
understood that it's so easy. You just
Exactly.
pick up the phone or send a text or have a talk. Like it's not working out. I'm not happy, and then you go do your thing. But to
Right.
actually come back to that person and then lie and then bring the germs back from that other
It
person
is.
who probably don't carry herself the same way that you do, I think that's terrible. It's disgusting. And I wish they had a law for that, even if you ain't married, because feel like that I just can't relate to people who cheat when you can easily just move on to someone else, you know?
But
Right.
now, but now they got it that if he wants a blonde, go put you on a blonde wig. If he wants a red head, go put you on a red wig. If he wants a brunette, there you go, the brunette. I mean, you could be all the people that he wants.
That's it.
Mhm.
So chill out on
That's
that.
it.
Mhm.
That's it. They got all type of adult stores. You get you some lingerie, get you some
Right.
toys, change the setting, pretend. You ain't gotta really just go out there. And then some people that's, swingers. And you got some people who are polygamists, but the polygamists have their own agreement to where they don't sleep with anyone outside of that circle. So if they do, that's still cheating too. So, it's all about honesty, and saying who you are and what you want. Therefore, you're never disappointing the next person. So we're gonna move on to the next question because I really don't think that you could be happy and cheat. I feel like you can still have a desire to be with other women, but that's between you and your partner. If y'all want to add somebody and bring somebody to the table, that's.
Mhm.
But I don't see any way that a man could be happy or a woman and actually go out here and just be cheating. Something
I'm
is not
saying.
adding up there.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
saying.
so we're gonna move on to the next question, and is why is it so hard for some people to apologize even when they know that they're in the wrong? Why is it so hard for people to be the bigger person? Why do you think that is, Kendall?
They were never taught to they were never taught accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Their pride is too much for them and their ego is too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why I believe it's hard for them to apologize and take accountability for what they did wrong. They
Mm-hmm.
know they're wrong, but they don't want to tell you that,
Mm-hmm. What you think,
yeah.
Kay? Okay, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't know why they can't apologize. Sometimes I apologize when I don't even know, even when I know I'm not wrong. But the apology is not for the next person. It's for me. So
Right.
I don't know why people. It's
Say
just
that
not
one
their
more
mind.
time.
The apology is not for them. It's for me.
But you gotta say it one more
Mm.
time for the people in the back. Let's say it louder.
The
Uh,
apology is not for them. It's for me.
That's it.
So I'm. I mean, I don't have a problem apologizing if I feel like I've done something to you, and if they don't accept it, oh well, that's on them. I've
right.
done what I'm supposed to do.
Hmm.
But why it's so hard? I mean, some people are stubborn.
Hmm. Exactly. A lot of people
They
don't know the
just not gonna
power.
do it.
I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't know the power of forgiveness.
They don't.
A lot of
Mhm.
people won't apologize first, because, like Kendall said, they was never taught accountability.
Right.
Um, and accountability is a beautiful thing, actually, because when you hold yourself accountable, it shows other people that, first of all, that you have compassion, and that you are acknowledging what you have done.
Hmm.
So I couldn't work with anyone like my team that I pick. I handpick them personally based off of how they think and operate at home and around others. That's how I've picked my team. That's why we've all been able to get along for so long. So forgiveness is big to me. I feel like that we all make mistakes and everyone's going to have a time when they have to forgive and be forgiven. So I don't understand, people who don't, they feel like, oh, well, I didn't do it, so I'm not going to apologize. No, just go ahead and be the bigger person. Go above and beyond. Now, people don't see the beauty in being the bigger person, and people do not see the beauty in going above and beyond. There's a reward for that. Not that that's what we're doing it for, but there is a
Right.
reward for going above and beyond. So, with that being said, we're going to move on. We have three more questions. The next question was, do you think that men should ever hit a woman back in a time of conflict? Is there ever a time? Say, for an example, I've seen a video lately going down my timeline where a woman hit a man and the man hit the woman back. So let's talk about this. Kendall, how do you feel about that?
My personal opinion, a woman should never put her hands on a man. Never, they bring more chaos and more conflict. But I believe a man shouldn't hit a woman either. But sometimes, when some people see a man and a woman fighting, for instance, if they see the woman hit on the man, they're not going to stop her. But once they see the man defending himself and hit her back, that's when they want to jump on him and beat him up and everything like that. But if that wouldn't happen, she wouldn't have put her hands on him first. So it doesn't resolve anything, but a woman should never put her hands on a man.
Okay. And Kate, how do you feel about that?
I just don't think the men that hit women, and
I can't hear
I
you. You got to
know
speak up just a little bit louder.
I just don't think men should hit women. And I know it happens. I've had it done to me before. But
Mm-hmm.
bet you one thing, I hit him back when he hit me. He said I was the first woman that has ever fought him back. But
Mm.
he shouldn't put his hands on a woman, and a woman shouldn't provoke him either.
Hmm.
So that's
So let's
tit for
talk about
tat.
provoke. Now we're talking about provoke because a lot of people do not know what provoking is because they have their
Oh.
own personal idea of what they think and perceive it to be. Kendall, what do you think she's talking about when she says that a woman should not
Provoking.
provoke a man to
Some women
anger?
be full of emotions and they don't know how to handle their emotions, so they go to being physical, which is not right at all.
Hmm.
It's all about controlling your emotions.
Hmm. Okay. What about you, Kay? Is that what you was trying to say as far as
Yeah,
provoking? Could you provoke
yeah, when a
someone other
woman
than
hit up
being
in a man,
physical?
I dare you.
Oh yeah.
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 Like, Benji, I
Don't
dare
do
you.
that
Oh my God, I've
because
never
guess
done
what?
that.
And follow up behind him,
Yeah,
pushing
Pushing
just
on them,
him.
pushing on them and touching on them and
or
stuff
mess
like
with
that.
his most valuable whatever. Do not mess with a man's car or his
Oh
motorcycle
my
because you're gonna
gosh.
get hit.
Yep.
Never done that
Poke it
one.
with the
I'm not
bell, you
crazy,
gonna
y'all.
get bit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it.
That's it. You don't mess with a man's car.
Experience.
That's most
Don't and
definitely
do
that's
not
number
key
one.
his car. Do
Oh
not
no.
do
That's who. No.
it. Just don't do it.
That's the golden rule, though. Man and
That's
his car.
provoking.
Never do
Don't
that.
do it. If you just leave him alone, walk off and
Please.
just go on. Don't provoke.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I
But
feel the
we
same
bad
way.
at we good at it. We good at it.
Okay, I feel the same way. I feel like if a woman is just, basically coming to a man and they're having a conversation, it gets a little heated and she says how she feels and he says how he feels. And I feel like that, first of all, if any type of hitting comes about from that, then that means you wasn't raised correctly. Because
Mm-hmm.
a woman has the right to come to a man and say, this is what's going on. I don't like it. Do something about it. We got to fix it. And the man has the right to do the same thing. If you cannot
Yes.
sit down at the table as two adults and agree to disagree and let's figure out how we can move forward, then you're not ready to be in a relationship in the first place.
Exactly.
There should be no hitting from anything like that. And I feel like what Kay said, if a man hits you, that's up to you what you do. Whether you call the police, make a report, because we all are adults. We make our decisions ourselves. Or like she said, she hit the guy back. So you know, I don't want to be
Yeah.
in either situation.
But he went to jail too, girl, honey. He
Yeah.
went to jail. He went to jail. Don't hit me. Don't think you consequences.
Well, that's for anybody with me though. I don't
Yeah,
care who you
consequences for
are. I
everything that you
don't,
do. Just
yes,
remember that consequences.
all day.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Oh, definitely with that part. Just don't touch me. We're
Mm-mm,
good. You can say whatever you want
exactly.
to say, and I respect it. Just don't
Mm-hmm.
touch me. So with
Right.
that being said, moving on to the next question. Should married men be able to have relationship conversations with single men? How do you feel about that, Kendall?
No. Sometimes single men don't give the correct advice that a married man needs to fix his marriage. He need a group of male friends.
I
That
definitely
single,
agree.
yes, being around single men can get him in a heat of trouble, and he won't be married no more.
Happens all the time, every day.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So what about you? You agree, Kay?
I do agree. I
Yeah, I
agree
believe
with
the
you.
same thing. I think married men
But
should definitely, exercise having conversations with married men versus single men.
right. But
Hmm.
let me say but. Now that single man could be spiritual. And he could
Yeah.
give that married man good advice. I have a spiritual good best friend that's not married, but she's really good with me when I come and
Mm-hmm.
ask questions. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I get it. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think? Will you ask God, okay, you need prayer about,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
If I was to get any advice, I don't never go to my family. I always go to someone who is a person of God who I call Yahweh. And I asked the elderly lady, someone who's been married about 30, 40, 50 years, if I want to
Hmm.
go to somebody and ask anything, that's who I would go to. You see, I
Yes.
would never, never go
Mm-mm,
to anybody who's never been able to hold a relationship,
exactly.
never been married. And now, if you're young and you're in your 20s, that's different, but I wouldn't be talking to you anyway. You would be talking to
Hmm.
me
Right.
because I'm the OG. So that would never even happen.
Exactly.
I just feel like marriage is sacred and you can't
Mm-hmm.
let anybody in it, because, we wake up every day and we have to pray over, our marriage, our children, and the people that are around us, people that we work with, and I don't have no extra time to be praying for friends, who heart isn't in the right place because they're still immature and maybe not even immature. They're just not ready for marriage. So they're giving you all of the wrong advice.
Mhm.
Yep. Moving on to the next question. Do you think men, we did that one. Why is it so hard for people to apologize? Um, can
I think we
someone
did that.
be, let's see,
I
hold
think
on.
we did that
We
one.
did.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
We did. It's worded differently. That's why.
Oh,
They wrote it
Oh,
twice.
okay.
So we're going to do the bonus question because we're down to the last one, which is name three things that a man can do to keep a relationship fresh. Kendall, name three things that a man could do to keep a relationship fresh.
To keep a relationship fresh, consistency, sense of humor, of course,
Okay.
and I don't have a third one, but of course, role playing.
Okay. Nasty little thing, you. Bro, you get that from me. No, I'm playing. Okay, so Kay, tell me, what are three things that a man can do to keep the relationship fresh?
romance, romance,
Hmm.
romance,
Romance is one, and what would you say?
romance, romance, romance.
Well, you gotta have something else besides just the
Oh
romance.
goodness.
Can
Okay.
cook, rub your
First of
feet,
all,
what?
talk to me.
Oh, got that Josie going on.
Hmm.
Oh, man, talk to me.
Romance, talk to me. And I, I hate telling
This
this,
must
but
be a good one. Let's go.
we're actually our anniversary is coming up, and he actually surprised me this time. So we're going on a road trip.
That's
So,
gonna be fun.
mm-hmm.
That's gonna be fun. And you're gonna film it so we can see it.
That's gonna be
Right.
nice.
That's my request.
So I'm surprised.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been a great show. We may have went a little bit over, but not too much over, but it's okay. You know, it's my show and we the boss. And I'm gonna edit this and get it to you guys. I want to thank everybody, all of our fans and all of our subscribers, everyone who's in the comments from here to YouTube to Facebook. We appreciate you guys. This has been episode 8 of That's Your Opinion with your host, Benji Yahweh. My co-host for today, Kendall. It was good having you here. Tell them a little bit about yourself and where they can find you before we leave.
Well, I'm always on Facebook, so my Facebook name is Kendall Nelson, and I will be in your new film, Ain't Grown Yet, as Judge Wolf. So be
Okay.
looking out for that.
Okay. Okay, Kendall, that's right. She's gonna be in my movie called Ain't Grown Yet. She is playing Judge Wolf, so she'll be playing a judge. And Kay, can you tell them who you are and where to find you and what you do?
All right. I'm Kate Thompson. I used to be on Facebook a lot, but now I'm on Bigo, Bigo. I'm on Bigo a lot. That's a money making platform. And I will be in the movie Ain't Grown Yet as Rosa, the
Mm-hmm.
nice thing.
Okay, and Kay gonna be in the movie as well. She's playing Rosa, and she is definitely one of part of the climax of the movie. With the character and the role that she's playing in this movie. So it was really good having both of you guys on the podcast. And anything else, any shout outs you want to give before we end this?
No,
Where you from, Kendall?
I'm from Mississippi, Hernando, Mississippi.
Okay, Mississippi.
Yes.
What about you? What about you, Kay? Where you from?
Shout out shout out to Watertown, Tennessee. All
Tennessee,
right.
Watertown, Tennessee.
Look for me
Hey.
on Bigo, KT Glow. I'll be the one
Ooh.
glowing, KT Glow.
Well, you already know what it is. Your girl Benji, all the way out here from in West Hollywood, from Memphis. You already know what it is. And we have ended our episode 8 of That's Your Opinion. Tune in for next week's same time, same day.